Running 10 minutes a week can shrink your leg gains by up to 90% in size in the span of 1 month. That means 4 cycles of 10 minutes, 40 minutes of running, and your legs are gone. Guaranteed. Just vanished, gone, paralyzed. You are in fact now in a wheelchair. How horrible is that? You can become fully crippled if you identify as a gym bro and you even take a leisurely walk. That's how bad cardio is. But why? Why does cardio kill all gains? And how? I want to find out, and I want to prove that it does, because there are some people in the community, I won't be naming any names, but they don't believe that cardio is the devil. Crazy, I know. I will be putting myself at risk. I will be running not for 10 minutes, not 15 or 20, but for as long as my large, voluptuous, and powerful legs will carry me. And then I'll be doing a leg workout. We're gonna see if my legs are still there. We're gonna see if my strength has decreased, if my endurance in my sets has decreased. We'll also be doing an inspection of my mental drive to see if I can still even muster up the traumatic energy to work out properly. We're gonna inspect all of my legs to make sure that they're all present and functioning. But first, I need to figure out what to wear. Ah, yes, the closet of a self-respecting gym bro. Are you ready? Oh, glorious. How the fuck am I gonna find my shorts? That'll do, donkey. That'll do.
This feels horrible. I feel unintelligent when I do that. This feels disgusting. Is there anything else I could be doing? What do you do to warm up?
I usually skip. I like to do squats because the knees.
Good enough.
And with that, my untrained self, my hairy, flabby, wrinkly self, for a 20-year-old at least, decided to go on that run. For being untrained, I think I did quite well. My form probably god-awful. I don't even know what to look for. But for the most part, I think it was more impressive because of the fact that I had some Gatorade jiggling and bouncing in my backpack. Because we thought we would take a little like 2-minute break at some point and drink some of it. But unfortunately, when we realized that it was stuck and we couldn't, we just kept on going. So at the start of the run, it was quite uncomfortable to have the backpack there because I had no way to stop it from jiggling extremely and sliding off of my huge, voluptuous traps. And so the solution I found was to in fact choke myself as though it was BDSM. Wrong streaming service, but that's okay. You'll notice that at some points the camera, whether it's being held by my amazing girlfriend or by yours truly, it looks like we both have Parkinson's or shell shock because of how goddamn shaky it is. I think it's because we're both not really trained in videography. I think that's what it'd be called. And so it's usually quite bouncy. Look at that fucking city. Fucking hell. This is 50 minutes. This is 60 fucking minutes. I love running. Yay. What I found was during the first 10 minutes of the run, actually maybe closer to 20 minutes of the run, it was very difficult on the mind and brain. It was a bit of a struggle. It wasn't necessarily difficult, but I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to do it. It was very intimidating is not the right word, but it's just something I didn't really want to do. But after the 20-minute mark, I believe I got what was called the runner's high. It felt a lot better. It kind of leveled out. You know, I was like, hey, this isn't so bad, right? Very shortly after, it lasted like all of 10 minutes. So at like the halfway mark, about like 30 minutes, it was extremely downhill mentally. Everything sucked and I didn't want to be there. My saliva was leaving me. I was unfortunately not having a comfortable time down under with my feet, yes, as my shoes are a little bit on the older side and weren't really in the condition they should have been in order to do such a long run. We still made it work, and it was still not all that bad, but something worth complaining about because it was causing me noticeable pain. There was a misconception with time as well. I wasn't 100% on top of where we were on the time. I would always assume we were about 10 minutes past what the actual time was. I think it's because I wasn't necessarily enjoying myself, but that's all right.
I have no more spit. What the fuck? This running shit's pretty easy. My shoes are cutting into the sides of my feet.
1 hour.
1 hour? God damn, I thought we hit that like an hour ago. Fuck.
Doing the cool down walk now. My legs are wobbly, so like if I bend them, it's poopy, but caca, I feel uncoordinated. So we shall see what it's like. I am now doing small rest, drinking fluid. I'm not excited to work out. My feet are really tender, so when I walk, this part here where it felt like my shoe was tearing into my skin is very unhappy. It's very sensitive. Yes. This is me, about 15 minutes post-run. I was sitting for the rest of it for the other 15. This is Bowdy. Bowdy looks... It is a Bowdy. My legs, they're gone. There was totally legs before. I don't just not have legs. That would be preposterous. What the fuck is wrong with my face? Why are my eyes like that? What the hell? Apparently honey does things and I want food or protein, but I don't want anything solid. So I threw some milk protein powder and honey in a shaker and we're gonna see how it kind of goes. Also, been trying to figure out if this protein powder spikes the protein or not. It's the cheapest I can find, so I'm assuming they do, but I don't know for sure. Please tell me in the comments. It has been an hour roughly since the run, and the workout is now beginning. Mentally, I was a little bit down under, and as such, I completely forgot to change the orientation of my camera to match the rest of the footage when I was working out. So this is what you're dealing with, unfortunately. The good old redneck ways of just throwing one footage on top of the other and calling it a delightful yes. So what I found was that my motivation to train was absolutely in the dump. There was no motivation to train. I found that my performance was still somewhat adequate. It didn't impact it as much as I thought it would have impacted it, but there was also a 15 to 20 minute break in between the run and the workout, and I did in fact have a protein shake in the meantime, and I don't know if that would factor in enough to be worth mentioning. Overall, I did get the workout done and my muscles were sore, both from the run probably and the workout itself, but I did not want to be there. The mental drive was at an all-time low. Let's compare a set of stiff-legged deadlifts from when I'm fresh versus the one right after the run. I believe I got similar reps, but I could be wrong, so let's double check here. Let's compare. Alright, so already first rep, you can see that when I'm fresh, the one with the pajamas, I take my time a lot more and spend more time at the bottom. I take that stretch position and really embrace it, meaning my tempo is a lot slower, which is good because that means that even if I get the same amount of reps, the tension is going to be much more on the days that I'm fresh, which is bad because that means that my mental motivation or my physical capacity to work is lowered. So at this point, you can see that I'm debating on even ending the set early on the one side because my grip and everything is just not there. I do reach that point with pajamas as well, but very interesting for sure.
All right. Post-workout leg inspection. Okay. All right. So, the hypothesis proves true. I have no legs, and it's because I ran. Not because I didn't train them for 2.5 years.
So the first 10 minutes of the run were quite the struggle. Unfortunately, I was having some difficulty being mentally up for it. I'm not a big cardio guy, and I'm not very good at it. Oh, bicep. Self-loathing and hatred carried me through the entire ways. Overall, the factors we were worried about: strength, muscular endurance, mental energy, and I'm going to add another one here because I didn't think about it at the beginning of the video: joint health. Ran for a total of an hour, 60 minutes, and ran for just over 8.5 kilometers. So I think that'd be like 6 miles, 5 miles, something along those lines for you weirdos down south. By the end of it, my knees, specifically my right knee, while it wasn't necessarily causing me pain during the run, after I'd given it a few minutes to cool down, because I felt myself physically unable to work out after the run, after a few minutes of cool down and re-warming up, my right knee was giving me a little bit of a zapping pain during the sissy squats that I was doing, not during the RDLs. So the other two factors, muscular endurance, as well as physical strength and mental drive. Mental drive, I just noted that I couldn't work out right after the run. I didn't want to work out at all. I felt like shit. Very unhappy workout. There was no smiles to be had and very little dancing to be had. This is recorded just post-after, and as such, I still might sound a little bit unhappy. Muscular strength, just physical strength. Was I able to lift the same amount of weight? Yeah, comparatively, you know. It was close enough marginally that it wouldn't make a huge difference. If I could normally get 10, I would have gotten 9. Although, I believe my form had broken down a little bit sooner. I believe that I wasn't able to maintain the form that I wanted to maintain, so that might also go hand in hand in the fact that I might have lost some muscular strength, or that could tie into muscular endurance. So was I getting extremely tired towards the end of the sets? Absolutely. I would do a few reps of RDLs, and then I would stand there kind of like swinging the dumbbells absent-mindedly, thinking, yeah, I should just end the set here. And then I would be like, no, that would be what a bitch would do. So then I did like another one, and maybe another one. Muscular endurance as well as the mental motivation kind of ties in together there. All in all, the biggest hit was my mental drive. My physical strength did take a small hit, but the biggest impairment was my knee health. It did not feel comfortable. And even though I was hitting roughly similar numbers, the workout itself, the movement itself, and everything felt horrible. Like my muscles were being held on by a thin string. Overall, still happy I did it. Definitely glad I didn't skip it. I was debating it. I was like, what a funny video idea would it be that, what does cardio do to your leg day? And then it's just me skipping leg day. That would have been great. But then I was like, no, I skipped legs for 2 years. I need to hit my legs. But overall, cardio isn't bad. Don't demonize it. It's not a bad thing to do, and it's good for heart health and just overall health. Unfortunately, I hate cardio, so I'll be doing very little of it going forward, other than maybe the odd sport or two, because that's for enjoyment, not physical health. But anyway, I hope you learned something. You have a great day, and yeah, frick off.